G'day folks, welcome back to Delboy's Garage and Project Rat Bike. Now, this is interesting, 3 days on, a few rainy days, and no rust on the frame. This must be made of some good steel. There's just a couple of tiny little shadows of it starting, but not like I thought it would just go red the next day. That's pretty good. Anyway, it will rust, it will just take a lot longer. Right, tonight, it's going to carry on, kick on a match, and get these Euro badges off, get a bit more paint off the tank, because this is clearly just looking like a matte grey tank and it's not quite enough. I want to get a bit more off it. Also, the wheels, time to deal with them. They're shiny underneath the dirt, and the dirt won't matter. I'll just sand those off as before, take a bit of this cack off, because like I said, if this changes and I end up spraying all this one colour, which it might, then I need to rub all this down anyway. So really it's all just part of the process. Got some fun things on the way for you. The seat cover, binning that. This one, as they all do, has split. And as much as the old rat bike thing with gaffer tape and that, yeah, whatever. But that's what you sit on. And I'm going to be doing 20,000 miles a year on it. So it's got to be comfy. And there's a little trick I'll show you when I come to recover this. This is the old original hard cover, and it's kind of gone horrible. And I got a cover off eBay, just a new cover, ready cut for this job, all black, £7 or something, pennies. So that's one job to be done, and pretty cool. Can't wait till they turn up. I've got some wicked crash bars, big, solid, long, right round the motor, right up under the tank, big munters, proper, like the old CBX 1000 ones that go the full height of the motor. So I've got a pair of those coming, and they're going to allow me to bolt, weld, fix, whatever, loads of random changes to the side, and obviously they'll protect the motor. You skid this down the road, or on the other side skid that casing down the road, and it's a world of hurt, because inside there is the end of the crank spinning. If that goes along the tarmac, bends the crank, writes the motor off. So really need to protect your motor. I don't like crash bungs, because in my personal opinion, and what do I know, crash bungs are bolted to the frame, usually kind of here, and when they go down they take a punch on the side, and that is pushed, that impact, straight through to the frame, and it's not spread. Crash bars spread it between the back of the frame, the front. In these ones, they come up and go inside there, a bit like the old CBX ones. They spread the impact, and they're proper crash bars. So that's going to go in with the mix. A few other little bits and pieces, but tonight, just for now, I want to get cracking. Get these badges off, because I don't think it's relevant to have Suzuki written on it. Not really that important. I've rubbed them out a bit already. I've exposed the plastic, and as you can see, it's already picking off. So a bit laborious. Basically getting rid of them. Get a bit more rubbish into that tank. A bit more of that paint off. Let's see what else we can do tonight. Okay, stick around, stay tuned. Let's get stuck into these. Okay, make the start on the wheel. Again, like the frame, alarmingly little paint on it. Literally straight through to the alloy. So, just going to scuff all the paint off this. As I said, if I end up painting this, don't know yet. See what you think. Why don't you tell me what you think? Anyway, just going to go through, scuff both wheels up, and keep in with the bodywork. See how it looks? There you go. Just rub through it patchy. Just gradually rub the paint off. That'll all be keyed up now, ready to paint if I want to paint it, but just going to leave it like that. Okay. So I make a start on the other side. There you go. That's it. Kicked it on stage. Just rub the paint off there, keep them with the rest. Right, time for the front wheel. Time for the front. Just say this again, really, to be honest, it may yet be that I repaint all this and do the whole matte black thing, but at the moment I'm just kind of having fun rubbing all the paint off, and it kind of looks great. You look along the side, it's just kind of decayed and a bit rubbed. Bit of Luftwaffe ME109, love the grey. But I don't know, we'll see how we go. We're going to get the crash bars fitted shortly. But for the moment, I've just got to keep this rubbish, get it all rubbed down. any smooth surfaces can't adhere paint to, so I may as well just keep it all rubbing down. So it looks like, so far, I quite like it. Make a start on the passenger side. Passenger side. Come on.
I get it.
I thought it was good. Just don't get appreciated these days. Ugh. Right, I'm going to go over it now with a finer paper. The brilliant thing to use for this is an 80 grit emery disc for the lapper, because it just doesn't deteriorate at all, but it's quite coarse. So I want to go over this now with a bit of finer paper, because the idea is not to make it, see, I could have just spun the wheel around and held the paper still, would have been dead easy, but then you just get perfect stripes. I don't want that. I want it to kind of look worn and patchy, that it's worn off over years of use. So these little scratches, big pronounced scratches that's left, I'm going to take them off, just smooth it out with a fine 240 grit, just to buff it off, make it look like it's literally rubbed off over years and years of use. And as the aluminium for the wheel, or aluminum, slowly corrodes, especially in the winter with the salt, it'll just look fantastic. A nice antique patina. Little something else I've got to do in a minute. This has had new headstock bearings, and I've just noticed there's a little tiny knock there. They're in there, but they're a little bit loose. The previous owner fitted them, and when you fit new taper bearings, you can often sometimes do them up or not do them up tight enough. And I've noticed when I'm braking, now and again, there's a little knock where they're just moving. So before the movement causes wear, I'm just going to tighten it up. I'm going to finish this off, and I'll show you how to do that. So that's both the wheels rubbed up now, matching bodywork. Swap that off, do something different tomorrow. I can change my custom job every day. Okay, while it's off the ground, I'll just use the old lift to get it up. As I said, this has had new headstock bearings, taper roller bearings, which chamfer in, and you have to do them up to a certain tightness. Sometimes they can need a little tweak, and they do, because there's just a tiny amount of movement in them, not much, and they're still nice and loose. So whilst I've got an opportunity to show you this, I just want to show you how to do it. So just get a tool and I'll show you what you do. Now what we're looking at is this collar here. This collar, if you come down, this collar screws on top of the actual stem, the spindle that goes right up through itself, and it's tightening that down on the bearings. Too much and it nips them up, not enough and they have movement, and there is a bit of movement. So to do them up, or to undo them, all you do, you've got these little notches in there, and the quickest way to do it, you can see that here this dust collar is moving about, so there is movement there, and this is not done up tight enough. So all you do, these notches are all the way around, and if I feel up in there, right, we'll come around the other side, so turn it that way. If we come on round, there we go. So there's one of the notches, and we've got to tighten that down. So all you do, old screwdriver, just very gently, just tap it round. That was about 1 centimetre, 1/4 inch, so about all it needs. Just feel for it. Now that's got, as you can see, just a little bit of resistance now. So those bearings are now doing their job, and lo and behold, that movement is almost gone. A little tiny bit more. One thing I just wanted to make another point, like I've said before, just because it's a raggedy rat bike doesn't mean that you neglect maintenance. Maintenance is still equally as important. Still movement. It will soon nip up if you've overdone it, and it won't do its job. A little tiny bit more. You just feel for it, really. Tap after tap in there. That's all it is, just a little bit at a time. Now that's starting to move just a little bit slower. They are new bearings, and sometimes they can settle in, and you just need to nip them up. That's fine. That's doing its job great now. So I'm going to drop it down off the jack. I'll show you the next thing we do in relation to that job. Okay, let's get the jack up. This way. Now, once you've tightened down the stem, the next thing that's really important is to tighten the top yoke down onto it. Otherwise you leave a gap, and that's not good. So it means just loosening off the two top pinch bolts, leave the bottom ones done up, you loosen them off so that it permits the yoke to slide down the fork legs a little bit, and it's this nut that's going to do that. Now for this purpose we use my small electrical adjusting spanner. This one is called Thomas. I've had Thomas for many years, and Thomas does me great jobs, and in this particular instance it is indeed 30 millimeters. Thomas is metric because he's from Japan. So all you do, simply pop that in there, and as you can see straight away, that has got a good old bit of adjustment. You should take the handlebars off, and so on and so forth. There, that's it, that's nice, done. Put Thomas back to bed, and just gently nip these back up. The pressure in these isn't much. If you ever get to do these, or you ever play with these, don't go leaning on them, because they are into cast alloy, and that cast alloy doesn't have a lot of resilience. It will just strip on a steel bolt. They don't need a lot anyway, they only hold the top yoke in place. That's fine, just feel for it. If you're really concerned, get the book out and get your torque settings and get your torque wrench and learn it, and once you've done it a few times you'll get to feel torques. After sort of 30 years at this, get to feel for it. That's about right. And also stripping enough bolts off to know when to stop. So that is it. Done the wheels, rubbed them back a bit, adjusted the front, taken out that little bit of notch. Last job, it's stuck into the tank. Stick around station. Now, the final job for this evening is to use my newfound tool, which is a 60 grit. Yo, rock a 60 grit, baby. Into these stickers. Picking them off, as you saw there, that was about 4 years with a fingernail, and I was just getting a bit bored and old and growing a beard, so I gave up on that and I found a new way. So a little bit of water on it, keep it running, and you can just rub them right off. I kind of like it like that. I think we'll just go a little bit longer. I think perhaps I'll leave a bit of them on there. I quite like that. Just a hint of what it used to be. Just going to go through on the corners here now towards the steel. Let's see if it rusts, because it ain't rusted on the frame. Like, leave that. There you go. I think we'll leave it like that. Let's do the other side. Now you see it. No, you don't. Well, for a minute. Shut up. Can you tell what it is yet? There you go, like that. It's cool. I think that's good. Right. Let's just get a bit more metal through. See what it looks like. Time for a wash. I found some more metal. Around the cap. about it. Just going to get this washed in around the cap there because a lot of grit would have gone in there. Fountain. The idea of that is a little drain hole in there which drains the water out from around the cap, so when you open it the accumulated water doesn't pour in your petrol like I've had before. So just doing that to clear the kind of paint cuck, all this stuff, this dust. It's blocking that hole up, so I'm going to check that in a minute. So there we are, let's let it dry off. Like that. There it is. Found some metal at last. Rub them back a bit, kind of old school. On the other side. Have a look, just a bit rubbed out. Found some more metal here. And again, 3 days in the rain, that hasn't rusted at all, so it doesn't rust as instantly as you think. So tonight, a little bit on the wheels. Just kind of rubbed it in patchy sections, front and rear. And they kind of look shiny now, and a bit bling, which is a bit pants really, but that will change because that's aluminium and it will corrode. And it will get brake dust on it and cack, and it will just look patchy and corroded and rubbed off and yahoo. On the front here, I've rubbed through, can't really see, rubbed through to the alloy on that as well, so that will gradually pickle up and just look nasty as well. She's all good. So can't really do a lot now. Just waiting for these wicked crash bars to turn up, which will be any minute. eBay people send it, you know, they're like, send it when it's ready. Seat cover, that's another job. Got a little trick with the foam I'm going to show you, that's pretty cool. You might want to pick that one up. It's a great little tip I got from the holsterer some years ago. And we just carried on a stage, just kicked it on a bit further with this rubbed off look, which is pretty cool. And if I decide, like I keep saying, to map like this, then it's all prepped and ready. I just got to wipe it over with thinners and get tissing. But for now, I like it like it is, and I can't see me changing that. It's pretty cool. So there you go, just a bit of fun, like I keep saying, nothing serious. It's an old banger Bandit, looking a bit different from all the shiny ones. So there it is, thanks for watching Delboy's Garage. Bit more destruction, see what we can do next time. Take it easy.